Morning everybody, Clutch here from the Sodak motorcycle blog. Hopefully wherever you are at, it is a good morning. Definitely a good morning for me because, well, this is the first motorcycle ride of the season for me to work. So, work's worth going to again. Yes, it's April 29th. And yeah, I know some of you have been riding all year, but, well, let me have this moment for 30 seconds, please. Just let me have this one, okay? Because first ride to work for me is always a big deal every year. So, I figured, well, in honor of this, I figured I'd take you guys along, and I would explain to you, or I'd talk to you a little bit about riding to work. Motorcycle commuting, that is. So you decide, you know what, I want to commute on a motorcycle. That's great, awesome, cool. But here's the thing, there's a lot of considerations you got to keep in mind, because it's more than just a, oh, I'll just hop on and go. No, there's a little more to it. I mean, there's plenty of people out there, that's exactly what they do. Don't wear any gear, whatever. But to me, if you're gonna do it and be safe about it, and there's a few things you gotta consider. First thing to think about, you gotta ask yourself why. Why do you want a motorcycle commute? You know, honestly, just ask yourself why. And if that reason is, oh, to save money, well, I'm gonna stop you right there. Because yeah, the fuel mileage on motorcycles is pretty good, much better than most cars. When you look at what I'm driving compared to that, well, yeah, it's more than double. But if you got just a regular, you got a regular car or something, you know, like my wife's CRV, you're adding something like this, you're adding about 10 mpg, which is still savings. But here's things you got to consider. Generally costs a little more to maintain a motorcycle. If you're one of them doesn't maintain your own, your oil change probably costs $100. You know how much your oil change in your car costs? It's probably like 30. What else? You have your gear to think about. Motorcycle gear costs money. Even the cheap gear, it's still a little bit of money. You're talking probably $100 for a decent helmet. Let's just say, for sake of argument, let's just say $400. $100 for a helmet, $100 for a jacket, $100 for riding pants if you're wearing them, and probably, you know, you got riding boots, stuff like that if you want to really get crazy into it. So there's that cost. Plus, like, tires on motorcycles don't last as long. Unless you're one of them dark-siders, you're going to run into the issue of you have a tire dragging you down the road that, well, only is going to get you maybe 10,000 miles if you're very lucky and fortunate. Plus, you know, the cost of time. It's going to take you a little more time to get going in the morning when you got a motorcycle. It just is. This morning, first ride of the year, I usually sit down and have coffee in the mornings. I don't work out, which has just been this week. During this week, I haven't worked out all week. Kind of on a reset week. And so normally I'd sit down about, you know, 5 o'clock, drink coffee and hang out till 6. Well, as you can see by my clock down there, I don't know, you probably can't see it, it's 5:52 right now. So I had to leave a little earlier. Plus I've been getting stuff ready for this. Plus I had to get my camera out to do this video. So motorcycle commuting takes a little bit more time. Even if you get rid of the GoPro camera, it's just going to take more time. So that's one thing. If it's straight up cost based alone, reconsider while you're riding. So your second option is so you can get around traffic better. Now that's legit. I think that's a legit reason to do it, because it's just easier to maneuver around traffic with a motorcycle. It just is. I see this every year during the Sturgis rally. First year we lived in Sturgis, we parked our bikes thinking, oh well, you know, we don't want them bikes out. The problem is and it's heightened by rally, but still, it's more of a pain to get around in a car than it is a bike. The second year, we decided not to do that, and well, it worked out a lot better, I thought. It was a lot easier to get around, a lot easier to do things. In traffic, I find myself more wishing I could be on my bike, because I'm just better on the motorcycle. I can do things that cars can't. I can get out of situations. There's things I can do that I can't do in my car that I like. Plus, you know, I feel like I got a little more pulse on what's going on the road when you're out exposed to the road. And plus, if you live in states like California, you can white line. Utah, soon to be Montana, good for you guys. Especially you, Montana, you just passed it, you can lane fill. So there's some other advantages there. So I definitely think if your reasoning is, hey, so I can get around easier, absolutely, I think that's a pretty good reason. Although what I think is the absolute best reason for it, the reason why I commute to work on a motorcycle, got nothing to do with cost or movement or nothing. It is straight up the fact I enjoy riding a motorcycle. That's why I do it. That's why I deal with all the crap that we're going to get into motorcycle commuting, because honestly, I just love it. And it's a 10-mile ride one way, so by basically 20 miles extra every workday I can get in on a ride. And that, to me, that's the reason why I do it. Considerations when you're looking at motorcycle commuting. I'm coming to you from the future right now. This would should have been my first step. My first thing to consider should have been rider experience. Because in the end, if you haven't started riding yet and you're going to buy a motorcycle just to commute, stop. Do not do that. You should not be thinking about commuting on a motorcycle until you actually have some experience. Because I'm here to tell you right now, you can look around right now, it's 6 in the morning, early morning, nice morning, and there's not a lot of traffic out. But coming back in the afternoon, there's going to be a lot more traffic. And we're in one of those areas where we don't really deal with rush hour, but I guarantee if you're in the bigger cities, I can promise you this, rush hour traffic is not the place you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. You kind of want to have some decent experience before you bring that in, because you're going to need to rely on some skills, a little bit more than day one skills, get you through. I mean, the skills are all basic in the end, but you need to have some experience with them. Along with that, you need to be practicing as well. Practice your skills. You should be working on, especially on emergency braking and swerving. Those on top of my mind. Now, I'm no expert, but on top of my mind, those are the things I think, yep, those things need to absolutely be done. Because you need to work on those. Those are probably the two most common drills you're going to have to do when you're commuting on a motorcycle. Well, one of your first considerations is time. It's like I said before, it's going to take you more time to go in the morning. Now, if you're one of those, you don't wear gear, you don't wear a helmet, nothing, you hop on and go, no, it's not going to take you more time. However, if you're someone like me who likes to put on gear, who likes to have a helmet and all that stuff, well, guess what? It's going to take more time. You could probably add, on average, probably 10 to 15 minutes to my commute each way. And it's just from getting the gear on, getting the bike out, all that stuff. Because my bike also is generally not in a spot where it's easy to get out. It sits under a motorcycle cover at night, so that takes more time to get that off. So it's going to take you more time to get around. Just that's what it's going to be. So if you're used to live like me, if you're used to leaving and work by 6, well, or getting up at 6 and going, well, for me, it's I get up out of the chair about 20 to 6, and I start getting ready to go, and usually I'm right about on time. Another thing factoring into that is if you work in some kind of office environment, or for me, it's easy anyway. I do have to just change work anyway because I wear like a professional uniform at work. But you know, it's gonna, if you work in an office setting, I can tell you this much: motorcycle gear is not really meant for the boardroom. Let's just put it this way. You don't see a lot of, like, let's be honest, you don't see the president on there, you know, giving his speeches, and you know, he's wearing the full, you know, motorcycle suit. That just, you know, it's not really proper gear for business. Conversely, wearing a suit on a motorcycle isn't the best thing to do. First of all, it's not going to give you much gear protection. Secondly, well, you're probably going to get to work and, well, you know, you kind of get that motorcycle smell. Yeah, and I can guarantee you everybody at work doesn't want to smell the fact that you ride a motorcycle. So you're going to have to add a few more minutes for that. Weather considerations. Now here's a big one. Know this, and you should know this because you already ride a motorcycle, but if you don't already know this, well, weather's a factor. And if you don't think weather's a factor, like, why are you riding a motorcycle? It's an outdoor sport. Weather is a factor. And you're going to be out in the elements. There are many times where I've had to sit at work at the end of the day for, I think the longest I sat was an hour and a half one night, waiting for a big bad thunderstorm to come through that had hail. That's the thing. It's the hail more than anything that'll stop me. Because I've rode some B-size hail before, and that ain't fun. And so I'm kind of one of them, I don't want to be anywhere near the hail. So you sit and wait at work. That's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, it sucks, but hey, that's kind of something you got to be prepared for. Another consideration here, wear it. That one's too easy. Wear your gear. You should wear your gear all the time, but to me, that's another instance where maybe you should wear your gear because you're dealing with a lot more traffic, a lot more crazy people. You know, you're definitely probably at a greater risk during rush hour of going down on your motorcycle. So make sure you wear your gear. I can tell you this much, no one's going to care if you ride a motorcycle or they just won't. There's another consideration, actually. Your boss is not going to care if you ride a motorcycle to work. And I'm saying this because, oh, hey boss, can I leave early because a hailstorm's coming? That boss is going to probably say, no. Because in the end, you're the one that chooses to ride the motorcycle. It's not your boss's fault that you chose a motorcycle. So you're going to have to plan accordingly. Like I said, you may have to sit and work and wait. So, like I said, the boss don't care if you ride a motorcycle or not. And neither does anyone else that works there. Whoa. Just sitting in the middle of the road. That's the kind of things we deal with here in the hills, man. That's funny. Oh, damn turkey. Anyway, sorry for the, sorry for the, whatever. Anyways, trying to think of some other stuff to consider with the motorcycle. Otherwise, just enjoy it, have fun. I will tell you this much, for me, I've kind of said this before, you know, it's a little bit of that you know, that little thing where you've had her update something that can calm down really well. Which brings me up to another consideration. I don't have my notes in front of me, so I'm just shooting from the cuff. If you can't leave your frustration and your anger and the things that suck about your job at work, once again, don't even bother motorcycle commuting. You need to be in a solid frame of mind when you're motorcycle commuting. You should be in solid frame of mind anytime you're riding, but especially when you're commuting. Once again, rush hour, lots of traffic, crazy people. Yeah. And also, in including that, you got to be able to get over the road rage too. If you're a road rager in your car and you get really mad and you're visibly mad, you need to stay off the motorcycle as well. Because here's the deal, when you're in your car with your tinted windows, no one sees you cussing at them generally. They might see your hands waving, but for the most part, you can be sitting there yelling and screaming at the steering wheel all day, and for the most part, they're probably not even going to notice you. But if you're on a motorcycle and you're making hand gestures and throwing a fit and all this stupid crap, well, everybody's going to see it, which means, and people tend to freak out. People tend to freak out and get scared when they see anybody making gestures by them. So if you're throwing a fit, making hand gestures and getting all angry at someone and they hit you, when you get to court, all they pretty much have to say is, oh, I was scared of the motorcycle. I was scared. He or she scared me. I was fearful. Well, there you go. Now you've got some doubt in. There's some self-defense right there. Even though it's self-defense with a massive vehicle, I think it's ridiculous, but hey, welcome to the world, dude. I think this light's gonna fuck me. Rapid City and their stupid lights, man. Yep, half their lights don't trip at all, ever. Please tell me you're going, of course you're going left. God damn it. What's he doing? You got a green light, dipshit. Oh good, here's a car. This light sucks. So, if you can't leave any of that, you gotta just, no, you shouldn't be on a bike. But if you're someone who's done some riding, who's like, yep, I kind of want to ride for fun, I'm not trying to save money, anything stupid like that, okay, good. Another consideration is your stuff's going to take up a lot of space. And it's going to take up more space than you think. And there's some things you got to haul back and forth to work. So you might want to consider, if you got a really tiny bike, you're going to have to buy some luggage, or you're going to have something like me, a big bagger like mine. The disadvantage of that is you're losing some of your advantages of a motorcycle when you're commuting. Like your gas mileage isn't going to be as good, and you might not be able to fit into as many gaps as you can with that little tiny naked street fighter, you know, something like that. So keep that in mind. It's kind of a balancing act you gotta do. But if you're one of them, that little bike and you can wear everything in a backpack, good, because I am just not one of them. So I think I'm done with considerations now. I guess some final thoughts is just sit back, you know, take it out, enjoy it, work on those skills, enjoy riding, and I guess get your plan in place. And like I said, motorcycle commuting, it's a great way to put on some more miles if you want to on your motorcycle. It's a great way to do it. Anyways, I am Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Vlog. Wishing you a great day. It's definitely going to be a great day here. The sun is out. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be about 70 today, looking like 80 tomorrow, before it gets cold again beginning of next week, because hey, that's South Dakota in the springtime. But anyways, I'm going to enjoy it right now. I'm going to take the lemons and make the lemonade, and well, there you go. Once again, this is Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Vlog. We will see you later. Make sure you check it out. I got 3 other videos here, and I got a subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner you can use. And additionally, for those of you who made it this far in your motorcycle commuting, please feel free, add some more things that you've learned over the years to make everybody better. So I'm sure I've missed things, I always do. Anyways, that's the fun of live TV. Once again, we'll see you later.